Hey, look at you! It's you, the YouTube viewer who has made it to this YouTube video. Welcome to this YouTube video. My name is Scrub the Tarnished. I am an Elden Ring invader, and today we're gonna be playing. Well, no, that wouldn't make sense. That because we're not playing currently. You're playing this video, yes, but we're not playing with. I invaded. I played this game called Elden Ring, and I invaded with the Dexterity Arcane build. And when I'm invading people, I turn into a bad red man and ruin people's day. But the funny thing is that your day doesn't have to be ruined by a bad red man. You're letting it happen. You're letting it be ruined. So grow up. Go do things that can actually ruin your day or something. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah, this is a Dexterity Arcane build. You saw in the last video that it was at level 90, and to be honest, I didn't have a fun time using this build at level 90. So I respect and brought it up to level 125, and I don't know. I just feel like 125 is like the perfect area for this build to shine. I love Morgott's curved greatsword. That is the weapon of emphasis in this build, and so with Morgott's curved greatsword, you can be really aggressive with it. And I've seen plenty of people just like L2 mash the heck out of their controllers with Morgott's curved greatsword, and so that's really easy to outspace. And so my advice, if you're trying to combat or have a hard time combating against Morgott's curved greatsword, then just understand spacing well, because that L2, man, it has really good tracking, as you saw in that first invasion. Like, all I had to do was just lock on to that host and just press L2, and my character followed. And it's just crazy to see how well that tracking is, especially with the AoE that encircles you. It's really good, especially if you're in enclosed spaces like I was just there. So it's really important to learn and understand spacing, especially if you're combating against a weapon like Morgott's curved greatsword, or cursed sword, I suppose, if I need to be specific with the name for whatever reason. So Dexterity Arcane builds, along with that weapon, are very aggressive kind of builds to play with, and so I reorganized my weapon loadout as well, so I can have, like, you know, the weapon of emphasis in the middle slot, and I kind of have it in like a plus sign. I'll go up if I need like a heavy thrusting sword for that running R2 for chase down, or I have like on the left I have like twin blades, and then on the right I have something with more hyper armor, like I have the flame bruise with poisonous mist on it, but still bleed infused, so you can proc two status effects at the same time. So I do enjoy bleed builds. I'm not sure if I enjoy this more than a strength arcane build, but they both definitely have their uses. And so, yeah, like I said, 125 just fit really well at this build. I'm glad I didn't take it to like 138 or 150, because I don't know, at 125, I'm pretty sure you're invading people up to, like, I don't know, my guess is like 168 and below. And so when I was invading at level 90, my weapons were plus 17.7. And so I was invading all the way up to like 120 something, where people had like plus 9 somber weapons. So that's pretty much like meta level at that point. So I was very out of, I was playing out of my league, pretty much. I was playing in the league above me, and it was really hard to combat against that. And I know that skill surpasses numbers. I think that is definitely a fact by a long shot. Well, in the case of this game, sometimes, I don't know, I heard another YouTuber say this, like, since DLC is approaching very, very soon, side note, I also found out, like, I was looking at my calendar, because it's June 1st right now, so 20 more days. Damn, 20 more days until DLC, man. And then what's crazy is that a full moon falls right on the day of the DLC. So I'm like, Miyazaki, what kind of like rituals are you trying to do, man? I'm not sure if I want to partake in that weird stuff. So I'm kind of glad I'm getting home from a missions trip the day after, which sucks because I won't be able to play on the date of launch, but it is what it is. I'm going to be in Italy, you know, serving the Lord Jesus and talking to Italians about the gospel, and then going to go tour in Rome. Please don't stalk me. Yeah, please don't stalk me now that I've told you this. And you know what? Who else might be stalking me in my YouTube channel? This guy I just killed. If you are familiar with my channel, I hope you've seen a video of me covering the dragon scale weapons like the katana and the halberd. And that's the same exact fashion that I wore in that video. So that guy must have seen my video because it was pretty good fashion. The fashion souls be fashion souling. So I went on too many tangents, so I totally forgot where I was. Also, shout out that Phantom that gave me the greeting. I invaded, he was summoned as a co-opper in a different invasion. I didn't include that in this video because it was too long to include. But he just sat and watched me go against the 2 other players. And so, very nice guy. Yeah, very nice guy. But yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. But the cool thing about Morgott's Cursed Sword is that if you are hitting that L2 and a player gets stunned by like that blood flame explosion, you can combo that by pressing R2. You don't charge or anything, so it's like L2 into R2 combo. And so you saw that with that Phantom there. Word of advice, don't just like mash out of hit stun and just spam R1 because you have caveman brain. And that guy's build with that had the pumpkin head on, I'm sure that pumpkin head was entirely hollow and had no brain in there, hence the mashing out of hit stun and stuff. So I'm not rocking with hardly any poison this build. To talk about it, originally I had 40 dexterity and 35 arcane or 30 arcane when I was playing with this at level 90, and now since I respect, it's 60. You saw the stats in the beginning of the video, but I'm just gonna reiterate it here if people like to skip the intros. 60 vigor, 11 mind, so I'm still rocking with that 11 mind, and then instead of having 15 endurance, I have 20. So I think 20 is at least somewhat a little bit more comfortable for me. I still find plenty of situations where I run out of stamina, but I'd rather have 15 than 20. And then I got the Erdtree's favorite +2 for a little bit of that stamina and equip load boost. So no poise. For my talismans, I'm rocking the Lord of Blood's Exaltation because there's a you're going to be proc and bleed all the time, especially with the Godskin Peeler. If you can hit that running R2 and connect all the hits right there, then you're just set. You're gonna get that bleed proc. You're gonna trigger the Millicent's Prosthesis, which is another talisman slot that I have used up for. So +5 dexterity and then that successive attack boost as well. And then I have the Shard of Alexander, which sometimes I switch to either the Roar talisman if I have any. Like I got some Katars with War Cry on it, so it boosts those attacks as well, especially if you hit that R2, which has really good hyper armor. You can even tank colossal weapons with the hyper armor that comes from the War Cry R2, even with the fashion that I have now. And then sometimes I'll switch the Shard of Alexander and switch that to the Rotten Winged Insignia if I have like power stance straight swords and I need to like endure into something because I have no other way to combat a certain person because of internet issues. And so right now, like, as much as I enjoy invasions, one thing I do not enjoy about it is the latency issue on PC, and what adds fuel to the fire, and it's not a fun kind of fire, is that I'm on Wi-Fi as well. I am a Wi-Fi warrior, unfortunately. My current living situation does not support Ethernet, so I can't have a wire connection, and it is what it is. So definitely my next place, whenever that will be, hopefully by the end of the year, will have Ethernet, and I'll be able to play at least somewhat like a normal person. And so I've also been thinking to myself, like, do I want to get a PS5, dude? Do I want to get a PS5 just to play one game and have to get a capture card, do all that stuff? As much as I want like good gameplay or like clean gameplay and like frame skips or whatever, and and better latency, then yeah, I would do it. But at the same time, if I'm just gonna do it all just to spend one, or just to play one game, then I don't know if I really want to. So I might as well just work with what I have here. And I'm sure if when I move out and get my next place and get a better internet connection, sure, maybe invasions will make me go less hollow. So yeah, with how bad it is in regards to like latency issues, it's kind of making me hollow, but I'm trying to be patient and resilient despite the internet issues. So don't give up, skeleton. Don't give up, skeleton. So yeah, anyways, here we are at the Forbidden Lands. I'm very glad that this host summon all these phantoms at nighttime, because guess who I get the help of? The Knights Cavalry. And this is, I'm sure, the last Knights Cavalry you see in the game, because I forgot how many there are total, because I don't think there's actually 2 in the Consecrated Snowfield. So this is not the last Knights Cavalry you will see in the game, which is okay, but it's still a pretty hefty boss. And so I keep thinking to myself, especially when it comes to like these boss fights, watch the boss do some Shadow Clone Jutsu right here. Wait for it. He's gonna do like a jump and then absolutely disappear, and then he'll come just from behind, like bam. That was so cool for some reason. I've never seen Naruto before. Sure, I've dabbled in some animes, but not all of them. Not One Piece, not Naruto, not Boruto, not Attack on Titan. I don't know. I don't really watch as much anime as I used to. Like, I know My Hero Academia, their 7th and final season, is coming out with episodes, but as cringy as this sounds, like I only do dubbed anime because I can't listen to the original Japanese audio and then look at the subtitles at the same time, because otherwise, like, I won't know what's going on. My brain just does not work like that. But also, I just don't like how they the way they picture women and girls in anime. It's just really inappropriate. Not trying to see that stuff, dude. So that's why I've kind of been straying away from it. So if there are any animes out there that don't really promiscuize, that don't show any promiscuous images of women, then please let me know. Like, I love anime. I've had a story that I've been like thinking about for like the past 5 6 years in my head. It's not even on paper. It's not even, I don't know, it's just a story that's in my head, and I would love to turn it into an anime one day. So that's why I like anime, because of, like, I don't know, you can make some pretty creative things with it. So I think my next anime I'm going to start is probably Jujutsu Kaisen. But at the same time, that's if I'm not staying up late doing nothing but playing Elden Ring, and actually give myself the time and energy to actually do other things in my life. So who knows what that's gonna look like when DLC drops, dude. Like, that's what I'm scared about, to be honest, is the amount of time I'm gonna spend on this game. Because, like, when I first got into this game, I was a little hesitant at first, and then I just I gave myself the chance and just continued to play it, and I was hooked, man. Never played a game like this before. And, like, Elden Ring has ruined video games for me entirely. Like, this is the only thing I play. Like, I can't even play the other Souls games right now, or try to. And I know that, like, the controls of Dark Souls 1 are more, like, archaic and very clunky compared to Elden Ring. And so it's hard to play something that doesn't feel modern. And that's just me being a Gen Zer who doesn't want to adapt to other things. Yes, I'm being naive. But I don't know, man. It's just, this game has me in a chokehold right now. And so, as much as I love invasions, going back to this topic, it's also like hollowing. It's making me go hollow. And I'll go into the depths of Elden Ring invasions and my mental health as not only a gamer, but as a Christian as well. Like, this stuff, like, as a Christian, yes, I'm trying to do things, everything that I say and do, I'm trying to do it to glorify God and show like the image of Jesus. And so I know some of y'all are super confused. Where are you going with this, scrub? Well, I'm gonna tell you, like this game makes me mad, and I've never been perfect, never have, and never will be. And like I've been a pretty messed up person before I became a Christian, and so I kind of let that vulgar language and that really like crappy attitude come out when being an invader. So that's going to be another topic. It's like how to conserve your sanity and mental health and your attitude when invading on PC. So expect a video of that soon, I guess. I don't know. But what really does drive me mad, speaking of, my next video is going to be a dexterity faith build, but the main weapon of focus is going to be the madness spear, the Vikes war spear, and then I got a bunch of other. Don't look at this guy. Don't edge walk towards me. Like, don't edge walk towards me. Like, you're not tough, dude. I've seen plenty of builds like that before, which is ironic because I'm running an off-stock setup, and I've seen plenty of these kinds of builds before, the one I'm running right now. But don't edge walk towards me. Like, you're just gonna piss me off. You're gonna make me want to kill you first. Like, that's instant like aggression from me. I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, your aura points just went up 100 or whatever, but from my perspective, no, not at all. Like, it's a video game. It is a video game. There's nothing that you can say or do that will make me feel intimidated. And so I know some of y'all are like, oh, tough guy over here. Tough guy over here. I know, it's funny. Like, this is me getting upset over a video game. It's funny. Wow, funny how that like circles back to the start of the video when I was saying like, don't let a bad red man like ruin your day. But at the same time, like, players like this who are just super passive and will hardly do anything to try to attack me except find an opening when the other player's attacking me to run up and use their L2. Like, you gotta attack the guy. I gotta run up and use my rivers of blood. I gotta use my rivers of blood. Why aren't you doing anything to attack him? I gotta use my rivers of blood. I don't know any other button except L2. Come on, you gotta attack him. I need your help. Quick, he's chasing me down. I can't use my rivers of blood. I want to use my rivers of blood. My rivers of blood. So, yeah, passive players piss me off. But it's just funny how, like, even co-opers can ruin a bad red man's day. So I'm trying to not let my day be ruined. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire video. This is the last invasion. There's nothing to it except this guy right here. Like, look at this dude. Look at this dude. Like, there's nothing else happening in this invasion except this guy just floating on nothing. So I had to take a screenshot right here because that's some album cover worthy stuff. Like, that picture goes so hard that it won the invasion for me. How amazing is that? So yeah, that's pretty much the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm doing a St. Trina's Torch video soon, right before DLC launches. So thank you for listening to me being weird and rant and just talk. If you do, like and subscribe. So I love you. Be good to yourselves. Have fun doing whatever you're going to do after you're done watching this video. Until next time.